Good evening, guys. Jacob, good evening, guys. Jacob here with another rambling workshop. Today, I wanted to specifically talk a little bit about really everything that's kind of happened over the past week. So, for those that have been paying attention or that follow me on Instagram, you will know that I am now a certified powerlifter. I'm a certified personal trainer. Okay, I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm a certified bodybuilding specialist as well. I'm working on my nutritionist class currently. Strength and conditioning coach and corrective exercise specialist as well. Those are the other specializations that I'm working on right now. But currently, certified personal trainer. So, with that being said, and with that coming up, I want to make this little video kind of talking about really just me going into more depth about everything else I've brought up in the past about with me getting certified and getting this knowledge and everything. A lot of it is knowledge that I've already had, but I want to talk about the whole, like, let's say, concept of accreditation and essentially being recognized within the public sphere, based on like your knowledge. It's kind of like vocation. You got like an apprenticeship, journeyman's, even colleges. They usually have boards that they have to follow in order for you to meet a certain recommended amount of no knowledge, practical experience in order to be recognized by an accredited source to be like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about, and we're going to certify him, and we're going to give him, this qualification saying that he is qualified to train you, or he's qualified to do whatever, because one thing I noticed when I was going through my exam process is, as a certified personal trainer, right, there's a lot of little questions where it's going to be what are you able to do with a client? Are you able to make adjustments based on mental health needs, dietary advice? You gotta recognize that while you can make recommendations, you cannot supersede a therapist or a doctor or anything that they say. You know what I'm saying? And to focus on what I'm trying to talk about, again, I want to speak about the whole concept of simplifying all this to make all of this make sense for anybody that watches this video. Okay, so background: 13 years prior experience in exercise, fitness, playing sports, competing, and whatnot. And I just had all this knowledge that I've just accumulated over years of practical application and videos, and just being a part of the community in general. And it's something that I'm good at, so it's that was my my key takeaway of this is something that I excel at and I have a lot of knowledge in, so I need to utilize it so I can gain from it, get monetary gain. And that is something that I notice a lot of people really don't take advantage of. They have things that they excel at. However, instead of making it to where they can gain from it, or they can find some way to make it work for them, they just leave it as a hobby. They just leave it as this. And when you have that knowledge, right, when you have that experience, and this is you start realizing oh yeah, this is stuff that people will pay for. why not take advantage of that? And this doesn't just apply within like physical training, and this is just my personal experience. You got people that are really good at art, drawing, Excel, just like so many things, right? But nobody ever goes the extra step of being like, I could actually, gain from this knowledge. I could build something from this. And most people may think, well, I can't make I can't profit from it. And first of all, I talk about this a lot, and I talk about the whole the whole idea of the Internet of Things and the metaverse and everything, right? And it doesn't take very much deep dive into learning and looking for information to realize, you go on Fiverr or something. If you're good at art, that people are looking for people to design logos for them, shirts for them, and they will pay you for those designs. The same thing if you have experience in making PowerPoints, tutoring, what have you. It just takes the extra work, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I've really started realizing over the past year or so is anything you really want is attainable by you. Everything that you want is obtainable by you. It just requires, that extra step of investing, or taking that extra step into, it's just taking that risk. And if you fail, you fail. That's fine. That's a part of life, though. There's nothing in life that's worth doing where there's not a possibility that you could fail. You could either live your life based off of the fact that, something was hard, it was going to take time, and you didn't think it was worth it, and next thing you know, you're 5 years down the road and you're like, I could have had this certification, I could have finished my bachelor's degree, I could have gone to graduate school, I could have, taken up this really good internship at this business. But you refuse to do so because there's that uncertainty. You didn't want to leave home. You didn't want to leave your job. You didn't want to go into the unknown. However, that taking those steps is what's going to get you closer to freedom. And it's not easy. It's nothing's easy. If I could speak from my own personal experience, when it comes to personal training, you have to actively hunt down clients. You have to put yourself in front of others, and you will get judged. You will look like an idiot. But if you want to build clients and you want to, build that reputation, it requires you having to put in the work, to put in the advertising, to send the emails, to talk to people when you don't want to talk to them. And if you're just going to expect that one day people are just going to come up to you, unless you're building some crazy world-changing program or application and you're in software, that doesn't just happen. You have to have the ability to sell yourself. And that's why I make videos like this. This is why I've started posting videos, because I feel as though for a lot of, younger men, it is hard to, go on Instagram and it's like everywhere you look is somebody trying to make you buy their program. You have to live this way of life. You need to be David Goggins, you need to be Jocko Willink, you need to be, like V Shred, you have to follow Jeff Nippard's program, you have to get on RP Strength, you have to do all these things in order to be your best self, to look your best self. It is not so damn complicated. There's no one size fits all, like no magical program, no magical structure, anything that is going to change your life completely until you look in the mirror and you recognize your unhealthy behaviors. Because you can live like Tim Ferriss, you can live like Jeff Bezos, and wake up at 4 a.m, go to the gym and do like 20 minutes of meditation and all this, and I say this because I've lived it, okay? I lived a life where ultra mad productive, waking up at like 4 a.m, going to the gym, active duty Marine, so, PTing my guys, doing my billets and everything. But guess what? I still sucked in life because I sucked with my finances. I didn't actually invest in like that extra personal time you're supposed to be like learning how to make more money or developing a skill or this or that. I was not doing that. I was using extra time to drink, sleep, binge Netflix. Because all these systems do not force you to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, dog, I have to change my behaviors. Because they want you to need them. They want you to depend on them in order to change and make it. They want to advertise it to where you have to be a part of this minority in order to implement this change. And another reason why I bring that up is because another example, right? I am a certified personal trainer. I'll bring it up. This is the final time I'll bring it up. When you're going through like the study materials for like the exams and everything, they start talking about, let's say, a bicep curl, and then they start talking about force vectors and third class levers and this and that and fulcrums and you start thinking, you're like, dog, like, why are we getting so wrapped up in how complex a damn bicep curl is? You simply have a weight down here. Oh, actually I got weights. Okay? So, this is a bicep curl. Simple. This is a simple dumbbell bicep curl. You have your hands like this. You'll have it down like that. You're just going to bring your forearm up, preferably up to your chest, so you can get that peak contraction. Control on the way down. Bring it up. Control it on the way down. Simple as that. Now, if I told some aging mom that I'm getting to my point here. If I told some aging mom, like, something about force vectors and and time under tension and all this nonsense. Okay? You know what I sound like when I start spouting jargon to people, because I know that whole term. You start spouting jargon to people where it's not easy to understand, and you make people believe you know what you're talking about, and you overcomplicate things. Then we start running into the issues of you becoming a con man because you're just spouting random things to overcomplicate for people to make them depend on you, because they're like, okay, this is a lot more complex than it really is. So there's no need for me to, and that's what I've noticed with a lot of people with training in general, and this is over encompassing, where it's like, you will think that this is so foreign and such a complex topic that it's going to be so like, what's the word I'm looking for? That it is like daunting, right? That it's intimidating, because you're like, I don't have all this time to know all this, when I could just tell somebody, yeah, like, here's the basics. You're going to show up. I'm going to do a baseline test for you. I'm going to see what your conditioning level is, what you can exactly like stand, like what kind of cardio you can do. Are you ready for these type of movements? I'm going to show you how to do these movements, and I'm going to tell you what they work, and I'm going to give you like a split where it's like, hey, you're going to do this workout A this day, workout B this day, workout C this day, like basic, right? We're thinking like, maybe squat, bench, deadlift, or even more like focus, depending on somebody's skill level. And I'm gonna be like, okay, check in with me next week. We'll make adjustments as necessary. Okay, so you felt this way. Barracks life. But, so you felt this way this day, all right? You felt like you could have gone a little heavier. Okay, we'll go a little heavier this day. How about this day? And in terms of like nutrition, I'm simply just gonna be like, do you want to gain weight? You want to lose weight? Okay, here's your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. This is how many calories you're estimated to be burning daily. You want to gain weight? Okay, you're just going to go in a slight calorie surplus, which means you're eating more than you're burning. You're trying to lose weight. Okay, now we're going to be in a calorie deficit. It just means that you're eating less than you burn in a day, so you're going to gradually lose weight. And I will say it's going to take time, so we're going to really focus in on the checkups, and but I'm going to be here every step of the way. I'm going to show you what you need to do. If you have any questions, talk to me. Instead of if I was a personal trainer and I'm just like, yeah, we're going to do freaking German volume training or some, Busu ball stabilization training that focuses on your freaking plantar flat fasciitis or some shit. So what I'm saying is most people have a method of like marketing themselves so they can make the most amount of money because they seem like an expert in the field. When in reality, all you need is somebody that is going to be cut and dry with you, simple, and if you want more knowledge, it is right there. It's right here in this phone. If you want extra knowledge, you can find it here. However, what's going to make you successful is simply look in the mirror, look at your behaviors, and be like, what do I need to change? What is it that people take from me that does not need to be taken? What is it that I give that I do not have to give? What is it that I spend that I do not need to spend? What is it that I'm doing in my life right now that can actually help me, but I'm not taking advantage of? It's just questions. It's just rambling, and that's just the way I like it. Guys, it's just learn with me here. Just having another conversation. If there's any focus topics that y'all want to hear about, then please feel free. I'll make a PowerPoint and we'll have a little class and we can have a little chat and a little discussion. However, I'm here for you guys. If there's anything y'all need, hit my line.